All right, Shalom Yasharala. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, Greatmillstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. All right, I'm the brother Chaazaq, the brother behind the camera.
Bunyan.
All right, and today, basically, we're going to go into the topic of the Negroland map, basically going more in depth on how there are Hebrew names on this map, okay, because this is hidden history. Now, the history of the world coincides with the scriptures because the history of the world is contained in the Bible. All right, so we know that we don't necessarily need things like this. We know for the most part we just use the scriptures, but you know, if it helps validate our point, then why not use it? You know, because this proves that we are who we say we are. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Now, this is a Negroland map, the Negroland map made by Emmanuel Bowen. Okay. And basically, he made it in 1747, and it tells you the different names of the locations where we came from. All right, you know, going back to the slave trade. See, a lot of you so-called Negroes don't know where you came from in Africa. Okay, and when I say so-called Negroes, I don't just mean so-called Negroes in North America. I mean the so-called Negroes on the West Indian Islands, so-called Negroes on the island of Haiti, because Esau identifies all of us as so-called Negroes, even though we make up different tribes. Okay, we're the kingdom of Judah, though. You had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But basically, to speak about a few different things, okay, dealing with these locations, you have the kingdom of the Ashanti. All right, the Ashanti, and basically, the way you would say Ashanti in the Hebrew, which we can show it on the paper, it's Aishan, and it means smoke. Okay, and this is actually that was the name of a city in the lowland of Judah. Okay, and see a lot of you so-called West Indians, you actually came from the kingdom of Ashanti. Okay, you actually came from there. Okay, now another name is Akan or Akan. You have the kingdom of the Akanis. The way that you say Akan in Hebrew is Akan, which means trouble. Okay, and actually goes back to a wicked Israelite, you know, that basically didn't follow the instructions of the Lord. Man, he sought to take the spoil and put it in his tent instead of doing what the Lord commanded him. But you see that these are all Hebrew names, man. All right. Now, another name, okay, it's on this side over here. You have Micaiah. Micaiah, okay, which in the Hebrew, that's Mayakaya. Mayakaya, which means who is like Yahweh. So why is that on there? Okay, if we're Africans or Hamites, why are there Hebrew names in these different settlements that we had? That means who is like Yahweh. All right, now another location, you have the Adals. Adals, that goes back to the Hebrew Adawan. Adawan, which means Lord. So saying the Adals is like saying the Lords. Okay? So we had kingdoms in West Africa. Okay? You have a name under here, it's called Jack or Jack. You know, well, Jack goes back to Jacob, which in the Hebrew is Yaquab, which means supplanter. Okay? You know, so a lot of different names on here. Okay, so and we couldn't break them all down because this would be like a 2-hour video, you know. But you have Gabo, or Gabu. Where is that on here? You brothers, excuse me. Kadesh Guber. Here it is right here. You have Gabu or Gabo, excuse me. The kingdom of Gabo, which that goes back to Geba. You know, which really is goodbye, and that's a Levitical city in Benjamin. You know, the scriptures speak about Gibeah of Saul. You know, in the Hebrew that's goodbye, which is a Levitical city in Benjamin. So come on, man. You know. Okay, and where's this other one? You know what I'm saying? And we basically just doing this in the spirit, so it's not gonna be like a we're not coming as learned men, so to speak. So, all right, but it's another one. Thwarat. You have well, it says Dama or Dauma, kingdom of Dauma, which in the Hebrew that's Damai, and it means weep. Okay. All right, and you have Yauri over here. Yauri, which that goes back to a Jew. You know, it's like saying jewelry. It says Yauri, but it's like saying jewelry. And if you would call someone a Jew or a Judite, you would say Yahweh the Yah. Okay, Yahweh the Yah. So jewelry. It's like scriptures say how Yahweh Shai, he wouldn't walk in jewelry for the Jews sought to kill him, meaning he wouldn't walk in Judea. You know. All right, and kingdom of Guber. You know, in the Hebrew, Guber. All right, on blue letter, Esau has Geber. It's really Gabar, and it means a valiant man or a warrior. Okay. All right, and you have the next one. It's kingdom of Beto. Beto. All right, that goes back to the Hebrew. You have the Hebrew word Bath, and that's the Hebrew word for daughter. Okay. Okay, and Salat. You have the kingdom of Cano. Cano, which that, now you can look this up yourself. Cano actually goes back to the Hebrew word Quanah. And this is a fact. You can look it up for yourself. Cano goes back to the Hebrew Quanah, and it means a reed or a stalk. A reed, rod, or stalk. Okay? And you have a were-eye. A were-eye. That's like saying a warrior. Okay? Because the Hebrew word for light is a war, but to say my light, that's a warrior. So instead of a were-eye, it's a warrior, which means my light. You know, you can go to it's scriptures that you can go to. You got Psalms 27:1. You know, King David said how the Lord is his light. All right, and a lot of you so-called Negroes, you actually came from the Congo area, which basically Congo actually goes back to Kanga, which goes back to the Hebrew Kanas, which means to come together. It means to collect, gather, or together, to come together, like an assembly. Okay, and you know, you have the area of Mali. You know, a lot of you Jakes know about Mali. You know about Timbuktu. Okay, Mali, that's a Hebrew word. It basically means the place where the king lives. You know, so you have the Hebrew word Malak, which means king. You have the Hebrew word Kaya, which means live. So Malak Kaya, king live. You know, so Mali is like it's a shortened form, or shortened broken form. Okay, and you have the kingdom of Zanfarah. Zanfarah in the Hebrew, there will be Zan Para or Zan Parya, because Zan, and we got the Strong's numbers for you, so you can look all this up, man. You know, look it all up for yourself. The Zan, it means properly nourished or diverse kinds or all manner of store. So a lot of variations of something, different kinds of something. And Para, it means fruit. All right, so to say, well, they say Zan Farah, but really it would be Zan Para or Zan Parya, which means diverse kinds of fruit. So different kinds of fruit. And you have that in Africa. It's like Elder Yashawamba said. Now we are against those Hamites. The Hamites are our enemies, but I mean, just keeping it real, hey, Africa it's a beautiful land. That's not the motherland. That's not our original land, but hey, it's a part of the earth. It's beautiful locations. It's different things in Africa. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different minerals, resources. Brothers into stones now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these different stones. You have Alexandrite. You have Granditerite. Esau gave them different names. But you have a lot of different precious stones in Africa. And you have diamonds. People know about diamonds. They call them blood diamonds. Because of how they're extracted. Sierra Leone, those are Jake over there. But you have, all those different stones in Africa. Okay? And, diamonds aren't the most precious. But nonetheless, it's there. Okay? And, all right, another thing. You have a place, now you don't see it on here, but it's a place, it's in Nigeria. It's called Katsin or Katsinawa, which really in the Hebrew that would be Quatazayan. Quatazayan which means a chief or a ruler. Okay, a chief or a ruler, and it's a lot. You have another location, the kingdom of Manoah, the kingdom of Manoah, which really going back to Samson's father. Samson's father, his name in the Hebrew is Manoach. Manoach, which means rest. Okay. All right, and you have you see we getting these names, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them. So, all right, but it's another location. So on this side, yeah, Salaki brothers. It's somewhere on here. But basically, it's a place. It's basically Joab's name. Okay, I remember being on the left side. That's it. Yep, the Wadat. Kingdom of Jabu. But really, that goes back to Joab, which his name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Abba, which means Yahweh Father. Okay. And because I'm busy looking over here. Because, hey, man, these are a lot of names. And once again, we can't get them all. If you brothers have this map, or if you want to look at it online, you don't got to buy the map. We just had that passion. So sometimes we'll get this stuff, but you just go online. And if you see some stuff, you want to do a response video, because there's more names on here, But you have Joar. That goes back to the Hebrew. Ya'ir, which means a forest or a wooded area. And it's something because you could picture or know why all these different locations had these names, because these names have meanings. So there will be diverse kinds of fruit here. There will be a forested area here, a wooded area. It'll be a large area of kings, and that's why they were called lords. Which we are lords. We the sons of the Most High. We're kings. And you have Mbul, which those are two words put together. You have the Hebrew word Amma, which means mother, and you have the Hebrew word Bawal, which means produce, food, or stock. So that's like saying mother's produce or mother's food. Amma Bawal. Okay. And basically dealing with this area here. Okay. The kingdom of Ouida, or the kingdom of Judah. It was called Ouida by the French. Okay. That's where you so-called Negroes came from. You can look this up yourself. It's even on the History Channel. They tell you that the most so-called Negroes here in North America, you Negroes in North America, so-called, you came from the slave coast, which is called the Kingdom of Judah. You know? So going back to what Elder Apostle Tahar said, when Esau put us in slavery, he knew what tribes he was putting in slavery and where he was sending them to. He knew he sent Judah to North America. He knew that he sent Benjamin to the islands, to the West Indian Islands, and most of Benjamin came from this area, okay, right next to Judah, because you know they're known as the Ashanti, okay, you know, and a lot of Levites, they came from the you know, Congo area, you know what I'm saying? They came from the Ave people, the Ave people, you know, which really goes back to lawyer, okay? And even certain names on here is similar to lawyer. For example, like you have this name here, it says Lambaya. Lambaya, that's similar to lawyer, which is Levi. You know, you have Benin, that's similar to Benjamin, the kingdom of Benin, or the kingdom of Benjamin. You know, you have the inhabitants of the Benays, you know, so Benjaminites, you know. So it's really plain to see, man. You know, if you have eyes to see it, the Lord gotta open you up to see it. But you know, we have a few more names. All right. You have let's see. The first one is Janok. It's somewhere up here. You know what I'm saying? But we'll go in the spirit, you know, if we see it, we'll point it out. But you have Gumel right here. Gumel, which goes back to the Hebrew Gamal, which means to treat a person well or ill. It basically means to reward somebody, you know, whether good or bad. Okay. And let's see, you have Galama, which in the Hebrew that's Galam, which means to wrap up, fold, or fold together. Okay. And let's see, and you have Jagu in the Hebrew. All right, Jagu right there. But in the Hebrew, that's Yagai, which means to tire, toil, make to labor, or be weary. You know, so basically to put somebody to work. Okay. And hey, you got something you want to add out?
No. Well, I want to make note, because when you look at this map, this is the west coast of Africa.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Because you got the lower portion here, which is the southern part of that continent, Africa, man. You know, so that proves that this is where the Israelites came from. You know, because they like to say that you're African, and that's not the case.
Man, you devils got a lot to pay for, man, because you spent they literally spent trillions of dollars to hide this information, to hide it, but you can't hide it, you know. Matter of fact, we're gonna close on a scripture in just a minute, because we got to bring the word out. But you know, we found it, you know, and there's more on here, but we don't got to get it. Janok, right there, and it means, in the Hebrew, it's Yanak. It's Yanak, okay, which means to deposit, bestow, cast down, or lay down. So come on, man. I mean, this is plain. It's really plain, man. You know, all the history is on here. So yeah, you were in Africa, but where were you first? You were in the land of Israel. You fled into Africa. And it's just to prove that you fled there, because you named these different places, these locations, after Hebrew names. You know, and they have meanings, okay? You didn't name them for nothing. But going back to here, you have Lambaya, which is similar to lawyer in the Hebrew. Under that is Kahon, which when you look the word priest up, the way you say priest in Hebrew is Kahan. You know, so that just proves that point, man. So this just proves that we are who we say we are, man. We are the Hebrew Israelites. You see Timbuktu right here. You know? A lot of you Jakes got that book. You got From Babylon to Timbuktu. It was called Timbuktu by the French. Okay? Come on, man. You know that? But hey, we love it because this is the truth, man. You know? And this is why it's okay to suffer in the truth. And we're going to close out with the book of Mark. Just a quick scripture. Okay? But yeah, man, you devils, you couldn't hide the truth forever. You know, because it was a time that the Lord wanted it hid, but now it's the time for it to come out. It's like it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens, you know, under heaven. This is Mark chapter 4 and beginning at verse 21. And it says, and he said unto them, this he is Yahushua, is a candle brought to be put under a bushel or under a bed, and not to be set on a candlestick? Right? So that light represents the truth. Okay? You know, so we have that candle, we have the light, the word. Okay? And this is the point right here. For there is nothing hid which should not be manifested. And that word manifested, it means revealed. So nothing hidden that should not be revealed. And it says, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. So the only reason why the Lord wanted this hid when we were in slavery, so we could blow up like this, in this manner, just to be magnified more, and for us to appreciate it. You know, he wanted it hid for a certain amount of time, but then he wanted it to come out in such a great magnitude like this, man. The truth is just flooding the earth. Like Elder Malcolm said, you devils, y'all on the ropes, man, just get hit. You know what I'm saying? But you can't stop this. You know? And as we speak, man, his brother's doing videos right now. You know? But that's the point. We are the Hebrew Israelites. The Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, and not only those tribes, but also the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, man, our brothers that were in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, we were in West Africa. We got brought to the Western Hemisphere, but our brothers, they were in the Western Hemisphere already. So the Lord basically, he even, you know, brought the slave trade about to punish us, but also to bring us to our brothers, man. And now we all together, one place, teaching the truth, man. Those of us that are in the truth. But with that, you are a Hebrew Israelite, whether you know it or not. You're watching this, and if you are our people, man, people of Negroid and American Indian descent, all right, wake up to who you are. Okay, do the work. Don't just sit back and be a cheerleader, man. All right, and don't take the chip. We in the time of that prophecy about to happen, man. So with that, you have any closing statements? Okay, well, Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Kodash,
Kodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders, Greatmillstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.